You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know what time it is. We're now tuned in live with Letting Hebrews Speak with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm your host, Captain Claude. I'm in the studio with Officer Thurman and Officer Malakia. You understand? We're getting it in right now. You know how we do. Top of the show. First thing, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. O nation not desired. Gather together. You understand? Right now, you already know we need each other more than ever. All right? We need each other more than ever. We don't need to gather in the name of these so-called holidays. I know that so-called Mother's Day was this past weekend or whatever. I really, truly forgot about it. Right. Until I was out moving around. I'm like, hey, why is all these people around, man? I'm like, why is everybody outside? It was a nice weekend too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking around, I'm like, there's more people out here. Then I see the balloons and the flowers, and I said, oh, it must be some so stupid holiday that the white man made up today. And remembering it was so-called Mother's Day, and there was a lot of graduations going on. It's the springtime, so it was a lot of people gathering and things like that. But what we must do is gather ourselves together to assure that our nation lasts and survives this hell you call America. You understand? That's what we need to do. We need to gather together. Like we always come together for the white man's events. Right. All right. And there ain't nothing, big up the officer knock. They just graduated college, man. Big up the officer knock. Ain't nothing wrong with going to college, getting your education, but you need to bring whatever resources that you learn from that college, whatever degrees or whatever gift you learn from being in college, you need to bring it to your nation. That's what it means, gather together. Officer knock, whatever he learned, he was that for HVAC or, you know what I'm saying? Knock know how to do a ton of things in the work of the Lord and with his hands and know how to work, you understand? But he do it and to profit his nation, his people. That's what it means, gather together. You know how many black judges there are, black lawyers, who give it all of their gifts, all of their intelligence, all of their energy to the white man society. In the courtroom, you look at the courtroom, you see all tons of black public defenders and black judges sitting on the stand, but ain't none of them dedicate their lives to delivering blacks and Hispanics here in America. Right. They only do it to contribute to the white man society. The white man is their pal, is their friends. You understand? So when holidays like so-called Mother's Day come up, that's the only time we join together and gather together and celebrate. That's garbage, man. The black woman should be honored every day for being the mother of prophets. Right. That's why a black woman should be honored, baby. And the way a black woman should be honored, she should also be corrected. Right. Mother's Day. I hear you. Give me Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. The Lord said, gather ourselves together, man. Gather ourselves together so we can get our minds set on how we going to endure until our King returns. We ain't gathering together to, build a land in America and, build us a community in America and just to live here, and that's going to be that, man. To set our lives and make our rest in this place. We gather together so we can get the hell up out of here. Right. That's what we doing. We bring all our resources together, all our bright ideas, all our ingenuity, and bringing it together so we can get the hell up out of here, man. So we can come together and start to not need the white man's resources as much as we can use each other, right? Once again, you get a black man and a Hispanic man together, they building buildings, making all type of water filtering systems. Right. You'll have the freshest vegetables you can have, and then what that's going to do? That's going to give us power over these other things. You understand? The Lord said we holy, which means what? We need to separate. Right. That's what that means. We need to separate from this society. Go ahead and give me Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. There is one body and one spirit. And most of that quite big up the double young, but I think it comes right. Jesus Christ. That thing tastes like the deliciousness from the goddamn one of these golden cups up here out. Right. Probably like a goddamn pot of coffee out. Go ahead, double young. Say it again out. There is one body and one spirit. And there is one body and one spirit. You understand? Y'all know where we're going with that. One body and one spirit. That's the U.P.K, man. It should be evident at this point. We put these two scriptures at the top of the show because it's very important to understand who the Lord dealing with. It's only one body. It ain't all these other bodies. Down there in Texas, down there in some Christian church in Texas, they just found the pastors, 3 or 4 pastors, whipping the children with extension cords down there. You understand? And you telling me we supposed to be following these Christian churches? Hell no. Keep reading.
There is one body and one spirit.
One body and one spirit. Go ahead.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Even as what?
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. People find their callings in life. They say, this is my destiny. I was made to do this. I was meant to do this. But few people, it is very rare for a man and a woman to find this truth. Back in the day, it was very rare to find this call, to know that the only hope and the success for Blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians as a nation of people is for us to become priests and prophets of the Lord. And that's what this calling is, man. Every brother that comes into the school, you call to be a priest and a prophet of the Most High, right, to be a servant of the Lord. Give me Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. You get that? We're going to go on this a little bit, man. And let me tell you something. The white man honored Mother's Day once a year. When you can give your mother a goddamn card, you should love your mother every goddamn day. Right. You understand? You should love your mother every day and honor her and honor your mother. But how do you honor your mother? By bringing the flowers? By bringing the chocolates? No, man. That's not how you honor your mother. How did Christ honor his mother? How did our King, how did Yahushua honor his mother? He died for his mother. He died for her. He suffered his mother too. When she wanted him to work miracles at the different weddings and things like that, he said, Mom, how long shall I suffer you, man? You understand? He suffered his mother. Christ gave his life for his mother. I may not call my mother on so-called Mother's Day when the white man tell me I should. Or the day the white man say, you better call your mother today or your mother gonna feel like you don't love her at all. I remember I was first coming to the truth, I'm a young man. I remember the first time I ain't called on Mother's Day. Brother, you would have thought I sent the police to my mother's house. You would have thought the police kicked in my mother's door because I'm in there selling drugs. The first time I ain't called my mother on Mother's Day. It was ridiculous. She was crying and she thought I didn't love her. But goddamn, she should have known that she'd have just wiped the Christianity. Christianity got the minds of a lot of our mothers, if not all of them. Right. You understand? It's in the Black and Hispanic community. If she would have known that I'm honoring her even more by doing the work of the Lord, by finding this calling, by being a priest and the prophet of the Lord. Read Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat thou finest, eat this roll.
He said, eat this what?
Eat thou finest, eat this roll.
Eat this roll. What is this roll? What is this roll talking about? This roll talking about a piece of bread, man. The Lord telling him to eat it, Son of man. You the Son of man, Black man. You the Son of man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You the Son of man. He said, take this and eat this roll. Malak, you still got Ephesians, right? Read out this says, one hope of your calling. Read that part again in Ezekiel, something like that. Go ahead.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest.
Eat that thou findest. Go ahead.
Eat this roll.
Eat this roll. What is talking about? Take this knowledge. Take this knowledge. Take this wisdom I'm giving you. Read on, Malaki, what you got?
Come. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
One God and Father of all.
One Most High Christ. One baptism, meaning what? What you taught. One Lord, meaning what? One head, one authority. One power over that authority. One faith, meaning the work we do. All over the schools. Pick up the Captain Posh, man, out there in Indianapolis, man. He's got the school out there. It was battles happening. Like, listen, man, these devils can't stop us. Right. Once we take up this mantle and become priests and prophets, and service in this priesthood, it is nothing that the white man can do to stop us.
Right.
Nothing. You understand? The Lord said, take this robe. How do you know this robe is not talking about a literal robe? Like how the white man teaches in the Christian church that the fruit in the garden was a goddamn apple, was an actual piece of fruit. This is how black people talk. He said, take this roll and eat it, man. Keep reading, come on, y'all, Ezekiel.
Oh, God, sir. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Malak, your whole Revelation, chapter 10, verse 9.
Oh, God.
Go ahead, warrior.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest.
Eat that thou findest, man. Once again, you found this truth. You understand? The Lord brought you into this truth. You found the knowledge of the Most High. You walk through these doors. Now, as you eat this knowledge, man, eat it. Let it nourish you, man. Let this brotherhood nourish you, nourish your bones.
Right.
Let these scriptures in the truth that Christ is a black man nourish your lungs. Let it pump blood through your heart, man. Eat it, man. Go ahead, I'll read.
Eat this roll.
Eat this roll. Talking about it like it's a piece of bread. Keep reading.
And go speak unto the house of Israel.
That's how you know it ain't talking about a literal piece of bread. He said, eat this and go speak to the house of Israel. Go prophesy to the house of Israel, man.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do. He give you a precept for this. Give me Revelation chapter 10.
Revelation chapter 10, verse 9.
Go ahead.
And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
Take it and do what?
Eat it up.
Take the what and eat it up?
GEN.YAHANNA. Give me the little book.
The what?
The little book.
The what?
The little book.
Went to the angel and said, give me the little book. And what the angel say to him?
And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
And do what?
And eat it up.
And what?
And eat it up.
This is the hope of your calling right here. Is you devour this truth, man. You study these laws, statutes, and commandments you found in this Bible and go out and prophesy to Israel.
Right.
You understand? That's the hope of our calling, man. The Lord called us to be priests and prophets. You understand? And you want to give honor to your mother on Mother's Day. You honor the black woman to know that she brings forth prophets into this earth to serve the Lord. Man.
Right.
She brings forth princes and priests into this earth. That's the honor she had. She don't need to be honored for anything else. She nurtured us and nurtured you until you could grow up and take up the mantle to serve the Most High. And this is how you honor your mother. The scriptures say, honor your father and your mother. How do you do that? I cannot think nothing that's more greater. I can't think of nothing that's more greater or anything more important than bringing black people back to the Most High in Christ, man.
Right.
That's you truly giving honor to your father and your mother, man. By you taking up these scriptures and eating them, putting them in you, and coming off them drugs, not being filthy drunkards and drug addicts. Stop being whores. Stop being homosexuals and defilers of the flesh and defilers of yourselves and being corrupted by everything that this white man pushed to you and coming into this truth. And once again, taking up this mantle, man. Being a priest and a prophet is one of the most ancient and the most valuable and the most honored professions on the earth to do this work. Meanwhile, how the world look at us? The world look at us like, go get a job. On Mother's Day, what your mother say? You in that goddamn car. You don't love me. You don't buy me no car. You don't give me no car or nothing. You is honoring her. I am honoring you. I'm teaching all black mothers to get their children out of the Christian church. Right. He went to the angel and said, let me get the little book. He said, take it and eat it, man. Keep reading, Malak.
GEN.YAHANNA.
Go to verse 11. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 10, verse 11. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people.
Say it again.
And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people.
You ain't just taking this book and keeping this knowledge and just keeping it on Facebook like, yeah, y'all don't understand the Bible. Y'all out there showing off. You don't understand Corinthians. You read the book and study the book. You're on Facebook. Yeah, they're killing real lambs out there typing. You understand? You're supposed to take this and do what with it, Malaki?
Prophesy again before many people.
Prophesy again before many people. And that's what we out here doing. And it's nothing like it, man.
Right.
It's nothing like it. The rush of calling the white man the devil in front of a bunch of people that's yelling obscenities at you, that agree with you, that don't agree with you, that's arguing amongst each other. The call away, it's such a rush. Malaki know what I'm talking about. It's a goddamn rush. It's addictive. I can't stop doing it. You understand? Because I devoured this thing you call the truth and ate it. And my mother might not see me on Mother's Day. She may not. But she will look on YouTube and look on the news and look on the TV and see me and my brother standing on the corners prophesying to many people about this truth, man.
Right.
Taking up this mantle to be priest and servants of the Most High. That's what you called to do. That's this calling, man. You called to do the same things that Isaiah did, that Ezekiel did, that John the Baptist did, the same things that Christ, our King, did, man. That's this job. You got time for no Mother's Day, man.
Right.
You got time for it, man. Our brothers are still getting brutalized by the cops. You understand? Murders going on everywhere. They just shot up a school in Colorado. A school shooting in Colorado, terrorism going on everywhere. I'm sorry, mama, if I couldn't get you a Mother's Day card.
Right.
You understand? My people are on drugs. My sister's having babies in the jail. We're going to get to that later. Talking about Mother's Day. You understand? My sisters and the sisters of my people are blacks and Hispanics. They bury children in pain, man. Right. In suffering under this white man's nation. And the only way to get this white man's foot off my neck is if I prophesy before many people and teach them this knowledge and give them this truth to eat, man.
Right.
Keep reading, come on, yo. No, I want you to finish reading Ezekiel. Go to verse 5. God said. Meaning, let me read where you left off and don't stop till you get to verse 5. God said. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest.
Go to verse 2.
Verse 2. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. Verse 3.
He opened that mouth and caused me to eat that roll, man. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll.
He said, cause thy belly to eat, fill thy bowels with this roll. Like, you're supposed to have a insatiable appetite for this truth. Lord said, fill your bowels with it, man. Once again, let it nourish you, man. Let it make you full. You understand? That's like, and it's so heavy, it's so spiritual what the Lord said. Brothers and sisters spend their whole lives looking for who they are, filling themselves with all types of knowledge, all types of philosophies, and yet it's like they eat McDonald's. You know how you eat McDonald's? You eat got that Big Mac, some fries, and a dollar tea. As soon as you're done, you are still hungry.
Right.
You still hungry. That's why they in so many philosophies and so many religions, because they not full. They feel they bowels with something that is not substance, man.
Right.
This truth is substance for a man's soul. It'll make you full. It'll make you full, man. Aim your appetite with this truth, man. Fill your appetite with this knowledge, with this brotherhood, man. And look how many lives have been changed. Look how many of the lives of the brothers and sisters that have changed. This priesthood, the service of the Most High, is the only hope that we have, man. By putting the truth in us, man. Keeping it inside of us. Let it nourish us and then do what? Feed it to the people.
Right.
Keep reading, somebody else.
God.
Go ahead.
Cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll.
Go ahead.
That I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
It was in my mouth like honey. It tastes good. Like, listen, when you come into this true bar, and I ain't jealous, but I envy you. I'm going to say it like that. I envy you do troopers, man. The troopers and the sisters too. But the troopers won because We on the same path. And I remember being the truth, right? I remember firsthand Jesus being black, and he was going to come and destroy the earth like Thanos. Right. You understand me? Like Thanos. He coming to destroy the earth. And I sat back in my chair, and I could not believe that all my life, and wondering and searching and trying to be with this group or this gang or this clique, you understand, that all my life, that the greatest thing ever in the world to be known was in the Bible. Right. And that the Bible was true. And not only that the Bible was true, but that I was the Lord's chosen people. Right. That was like honey in my mouth. It was like honey in my mouth. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I learned that truth out, and I went and ran. I told my mother. My mother wanted to do Mother's Day. I said, what? Mother's Day? Did you hear what I just said? The white man is the devil, Mom. Right. Jesus Christ is the black man. He gonna come kill them all. It's right here. It was like honey in my mouth. Keep reading, come on, yo.
John, sir. Verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go.
You said it was as honey in his mouth. What's after that? Verse 4? Verse 4, sir. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. Verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech.
He said, listen, man, go and speak these words to Israel. It was as honey in my mouth. So you want to do what? Your brothers, let your brothers and sisters taste how sweet this is, man. How sweet it is to know that the Most High is our Father. Right. How sweet it is to know that he's not going to let the deeds of these white men in America go unpunished. That he's not going to let these murderers that have killed our children and these police officers that brutalize our children in the street go unpunished. Because we ain't spent to a people that don't understand how we speak, man. We sent to our own people. We ain't sent to the Chinese. Right. We ain't sent to the Chinese with this. We ain't speaking this to the Chinese, man. We ain't speaking this to, the Arabs or none of that. We talking to our people, man. He said, go to your people, the house of Israel. Give me the scripture. Somebody put me the scripture where it said it is sweet. Okay, it's sweet, but it's bitter in the belly, meaning it starts sweet. I'll find it for you. You know what I'm talking about? Revelation. Let me get it. Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. Okay, yeah, this is where we at, right? Right, keep reading. Yeah, you. Go ahead. Verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. Right, so now we right back here again. Keep reading. And it shall make thy belly bitter. It shall do what? Make thy belly bitter. Remember in Ezekiel, when he took the roll, he took his truth and put it on his tongue. He said it was sweet. He said, fill your bowels with it. And now what did the brother say, Malak? Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter. Make your belly bitter. Wow. Now, why is it bitter in your belly now? It's true. Because you done went to a people that's not of a strange language, your people, and told them the sweetness of the Lord's vengeance on the white man, and how much mercy and compassion he had on us by sending Christ to die for us. You understand? Right. Now you gotta hear somebody say you a goddamn liar. Now you gotta hear somebody say all people can be saved. Right. That's why it's bitter in your belly. Because people are not gonna believe it. People ain't gonna want to taste the sweetness. Right. People are not gonna want it. People don't want to understand that we gotta divide ourselves from white society and all of these other nations in order for us to survive. In order for the Lord to deliver us, we got to separate our spirit and our souls away from these other nations, man. Can't be no more Mother's Day. Right. For us, before the Lord deliver us. Yet still, I bet the foolish Christians in that church on Sunday, there was a bunch of tons of mothers in there. Right. A whole bunch of them. Mothers in there getting honored, had to walk. I remember going to the front of the church and saying she the mother of the church and this and that, and getting all type of glory. Meanwhile, outside the doors of the church, Black and Hispanic people died. We died. Right. Our mothers died. Our mothers are in families that have been written with child molestation since she was a young girl. What about that? These mothers that we honor on the day that the white man is dedicated for mothers and all of that, we are still haven't healed the pain of the mothers who have raised families with years and generations of child molestations from when she was a little girl. Right. Now she's an old woman in the Christian church. She's the mother of the church, but her whole family been molested, including her. Then when we go out in the streets to teach, to prophesy against the Christian church, to teach the truth according to the knowledge of the Most High, that same woman say we evil, man, and we are devils, and we are called, and we don't know the Bible. That's why it's bitter in the belly. Mother's Day ain't going to deliver black women. The truth is, bro, this truth, this road is what's going to deliver black women. By putting this sweetness on her tongue, this was going to heal her. That's how she's going to get honored. She will get honored by bringing forth more men, more black men, more Hispanic men, more Native American Indian men to take up the mantle of being a priest and prophet of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K. Right? That's how it's going to be. That's what's going to happen. Keep reading, Malachi. Go until you get to verse 11.
It shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
As what?
As honey.
That's why it's a direct precept. It's a direct precept with Ezekiel chapter 3.
Right.
It's going to be in your mouth sweet as honey, but in your belly it's going to be bitter. Because the people you send to, they not going to want to hear it, man. That's why this is an honorable thing to do. Because we out there in the streets telling people what they don't want to hear, even though it is the absolute truth and it's undeniable. There is no other hope for our people. There is no other hope for our mothers unless black men and Hispanic men raise up to be princes and priests like the Lord called us to be. By coming in the Israelite school of U.P.K. and changing their lives and spilling out these prophecies and the sweetness of the Lord's vengeance on America. Drop that. That's verse 11.
So like verse 11.
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
That's what we do. We prophesy before many nations, many people, and many kings, man. That's what we do. The congressmen want to know who we are. The congressmen are sending the FBI to our doors, to our homes. Because they see we raising the dead in America, man. It's the only hope we have, man. We may not celebrate Easter, and we may not celebrate Mother's Day, but God damn it, we celebrate when black men change their lives. While you all celebrating Mother's Day and basking in her glory and all those things like that, brothers are working so that other mothers and other sisters can raise their families without child molestation, without child abuse, man. This is the hope of our calling, man. For black men to take up their real profession, not to be laborers, not to be electricians, not to be construction workers, not to be bakers or bus drivers, but to preach and prophets of the Most High. Right? That's what's going to honor our mother, man. My death, I'm going to honor my mother. I ain't going to give her one goddamn Mother's Day card since I've been in this school, man. Gonna see one happy birthday call, nothing. But the day I die, Christ ain't return, the day I die, when she come to my funeral, she gonna know that I honor her. She gonna know I died and I honor her. You understand? By giving my life for not only my mother, but for your mother and all mothers. And that's what all brothers do that step into this walk of life, man. You give your life to everybody's mother. Brothers get calls all the time. I need you to help this sister. I need you to go here. I don't know her, but she's somebody's mother. She ain't my mother. She's somebody's mother, though. I need you to put these bars on this window. Turn it over, come. for this sister over there. She ain't my mother, but she's somebody's mother.
Right.
And this is the duty and the obligation I took up because to be a prince and a prophet, man. That's what we do in the service of the Most High, man. All right. Now, give me Jeremiah 3:15.
Oh, God.
All right. You know what you got.
Oh, God. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart.
Listen, the Lord saying He's gonna give us pastors according to His heart. What does that mean? And the word pastor, prophet, teachers. You understand? I don't like that word pastor. Now in America, you think of a pastor, you think about the brightest, yellowest suit wearing this, orangest shoe having this, you know, Benz driving, feather in the hat type of cat. That's what you think about pastor, man, when you hear the word pastor. But the Lord said He's gonna send pastors that teach according to His heart, meaning what the Lord wants. The Lord is an absolute warrior, man.
Right.
He an absolute warrior. And I learned something when I watched any movie where the white man portrays a power coming from outside space and how the power always want world domination or his agenda is to, end the world and do things like that. He takes that from the Lord's personality that you find in the Bible.
Right.
The Lord is not a Democrat. This ain't, the Lord is not in a group of people to decide, so He ain't taking votes. This ain't a democracy. The Lord is an absolute warrior. He a man of war. You understand? And what He say will happen. And if it don't happen, those that won't make it happen will die. That's what the Lord is, man. That's what the Most High is. And the Lord say He gonna give us men that prophesy and teach blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians and organize our nation according to His heart. According to that type of mentality, man. Once again, we know that the Lord is a man of war, man. So what do His prophets have to be? What do His servants have to be? They have to be men of warfare. They have to be men with militant mentality.
Right.
To be the Lord's servant. You look in the windows of the Christian churches, what do you see? What do you see? I don't see no militants. They ain't the Lord's servant. They damn sure ain't teaching according to what the Lord's heart is, what the Lord wants. Keep reading that scripture. Read that scripture again for me, Thumb.
God. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart.
According to my heart. Commander General Yohanna is the prophet according to the Lord's heart. Right. He prophesy and teach what the Lord wants. Keep reading.
God, sir. Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
We shall do what?
Which shall feed you.
Shall what?
Feed you.
Shall what?
Feed you.
Shall feed knowledge and understanding. That's why the roll and the book and metaphorically it's pieces of bread that you eat, that you take in. These pastors going to feed us knowledge and understanding. The knowledge and understanding that we gain from this truth, from the men in Israelite school, the I.S.U.P.K. This is what's going to allow us to succeed as a nation of people. By denying everything that the white man puts down our throat, all these so-called holidays, that's what the white man feeds you. The white man feeds you lies. Mother's Day is a big lie. That's the worship of some other goddess. I don't forgot who the hell she is already. We just finished worshiping another goddess in Easter. You worshiping goddesses and deities. That is what the white man feeds you. That is what your pastor, your Christian pastor feeds you. You have something to say about
God is Diana.
Say it again?
The God is
Diana. Right. I can't keep up with a Malaki. It's a lot. Do all the Malaki, man. Let me know who the hell it was. I can't keep up with all these strange bitches that the white man makes up all the goddamn time, man.
Right.
Diana, Susan, Esther, Ashtoreth. What's the other one that had sex with Nimrod? I forget her name.
That's Ramesses.
So Ramesses, all of these goddamn whores that the white man want to honor. That's what he feeds you. That's what he's fed us. That's why our belly is so bitter. We full with the white man's garbage, man. When men like the man of GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA, and GEN.YAHANNA feed us knowledge, man, and wisdom. Eat that, man. Soak that up. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 16. Or you want to keep reading 15?
Let me see. Boom. Now that's it. You can go to Isaiah 30 and 20. All right, 30 and 20. And then Malachi, let me get you to go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11.
Gone.
Matter of fact, start at verse 10. All right. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity,
Say it again.
and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity,
Lord give us the bread of adversity. You understand? We are in adversity here in America. And the things we'll say will put us in danger. The truth that we speak, it put us in danger. We've been out in them street corners. We've been in danger. Whole mobs of people want to kill us because we say that Islam is a goddamn joke.
but
Because the white man and the Arab can say you some false doctrine and false religion.
Right.
That don't mean a goddamn thing.
Right.
We've been in front of the camps where people hate us because we say your pastor's a goddamn liar and
Right.
he fed you a bunch of lies. Being a priest or prophet, you taking up a life of adversity. This ain't safe.
Right.
I don't know how many times I've been on a bus or been putting air in my tire and somebody see me from being downtown and say, I should go get my gun and shoot you right now. Little do he know I'm strapped through though.
Right.
That's a lock you. It's all right. I'll obey Christ. You keep getting that sword, you know what I'm saying? I'm straight though. But hey, still threatening me. You understand? I'm putting the air in my tire. He done gave us the bread of adversity. Taking up this truth, taking up the matter, man. That's fine though. That's fine. Because once again, it takes a warrior to be the Lord's prophet, man.
Right.
Not these old pimps you see up in the Christian churches. Not these slick talking politicians. Or none of these foul homosexual entertainers. It takes warriors to serve the Lord. It takes warriors to serve the Lord. You will face adversity. The Lord, what? You thought you was going to serve the Most High and it was going to be peaches and cream from then on? You're going to go through trials. Your mother might not love you no more because you ain't giving no Mother's Day card.
Right.
She might hate you and think you an ungrateful bastard, man. So what?
right.
That should make you more zealous to do this work. That should prove to you even more that this is the job that the Lord has put in front of every black and Hispanic man.
Right.
Think of this man and listen, every black and Hispanic man can't do it. Every black and Hispanic man can't face this adversity. Even though we face the troubles and the hardships in the black community. You understand? With brothers stepping out their door and they going to war 2 blocks down with the other brothers from that neighborhood. We have suffered that type of adversity. We risk being out on the corners, selling drugs, risking the police taking our lives away, throwing us in jail, kicking in our doors, killing in our children when they ran in our house. We endure that adversity, but when the Lord sets a task at our hands, at our face, and puts it on our plate, we ain't ready to eat that. This is the greatest warfare that the Lord has sent before any Hispanic or black man.
Right.
Any child of Israel, man. This truth. And we're going to eat, doctor. We're going to eat. Here in the Israelite school of U.P.K, we're going to break this bread, man. This adversity ain't going to be so hard. Why? Because we got each other. We've all forsaken. Some of us have got our mothers in the school. But Rocket Bay Hall right outside. Some brothers come in the shoe so hard, their mothers look at them and love them so much, they say, well, goddamn, I need to be up here too. And Lord, willing it be like that for all our nations. Some brothers, we don't have mothers here. Our mothers is the sisters that's in the school that make the muffins and the rolls and all the delicious things. They bring the cabbage to the high holy days, man. Them is our mothers. You understand? Like Salaki. I'm just trying to be like Salaki. Sister Kamala down there in DC, braid all the brothers' hair. Down there in DC, remember she braid all the brothers' hair. Who else? Sister Amawana's mom. Some cut it, you understand? Those are mothers now.
Right.
Because we done took the bread of adversity and the Lord then gave us gifts for it. Keep reading.
Come on, sir. And the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Listen, our teachers not going to be removed. We in adversity in America. We going through hardships. Our sisters are having children in a jail cell, man. In the jail cell. At that time, man, when our children are constantly being brutalized by the authorities in America and being driven out their homes because of evictions and drug addictions and crime and all of that. In those times, the Lord will show you who your teachers are.
Right.
In times like that, how are you going to depend on a thief you call a preacher? How are you going to depend on him? You getting evicted, your son getting killed, your woman in jail, your children being abused, the foster care system don't want them. So how in that time are you going to rely on a group of goddamn thieves? Your Christian preachers are thieves, man. They hustlers. No, in those times while you're going through adversity and trials, you understand that you eating every day, that you got to swallow every day, the Lord will show you who your teachers are. Right. In other words, He's going to show you who your leaders are. Being in them jails, being in them prisons, man, you going to know who your leaders are. Because all your life, you listened to men that said God was all love, and you ended up in the jail. You listen to that God is all love garbage, and the same ones that said that molest your daughter. So when you're in the days of your adversity and your tribulation, you understand, you're going to look to other men. You're going to know that these are my teachers, these brothers are. Right. These brothers are my teachers. Our teachers and our priests and our prophets not going to be removed into a corner anymore. All your life you listen about Mother's Day this, and Father's Day that, Easter egg this. You understand? By the same men who stole everything from you, man. Even your wife. Who teaching the same philosophy of the nation of people that just hung a brother from a goddamn tree. They just found some brother who was missing from a goddamn tree. Right. For too long, we've listened to them. Now the Lord will show you who your teachers are. Once again, like I said, once every black man take up this mantle of being a priest and a prophet, it is nothing that the white man or any of his agencies or any of his minions, like your preachers in that church, can do to stop us, man. Big up once again, big up the Capitol Plaza in that new building. So why we come back to junior high? You understand? They thought they was gonna stop. They got a brand new building and a barracks. We're not gonna be removed into a corner anymore. The day for that is done. Now is the time for this truth to thrive. Right. To thrive like the Christian church has thrived. Let's thrive like that. Now for this truth to thrive on the right-hand side. Instead of eating the corruption of America, turning our lives to sell drugs and turn our women into whores. Let's rebuke and reject drugs and turn our women into the daughters of Zion they're supposed to be. Let that thrive. Right. Let that thrive. Keep reading somewhere, yo.
But thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
You're going to see your teachers. And guess what? They see us on the corners with that cult leader jacket. What? I'm going to make me a good jacket with that cult leader on the back. Right. Right. Make me a good strong with that cult leader on the back. I'm going to make sure. Them brothers that's in the cult, yeah, it's right on the back of his jacket. Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. It's us. You're going to see us right there. Calling the white man the devil and telling the black and Hispanic man to gather together and separate from America, man. Separate yourself from this place. This place is desperately evil. And I say desperately evil, right? Who is it? Who is it? Hold on. This place is desperately evil. And why do I say desperately evil? Because at the attempts that the white man made to corrupt your children, I mean, it's ridiculous. to corrupt your children. Like he tried to get the kids, man, at an early age. The things they learning and doing in school now, brother, the white man is desperately wicked out.
Right.
Like in these times, he know we at the end. He know Christ is on his way. So he making acts that are basically just desperate to get you to sin in the Lord, to sin against the Lord out of desperation, to attack your children at an early age, passing laws that are make your children to be prey of some pedophile, or to keep your children in a constant cycle of abuse that they suffered when they was young, turning themselves to lesbians and homosexuals and transsexuals and all that nasty, deviancy and all of that. This place is desperately evil, right? And it's gonna get more desperate.
Right.
It's gonna get more desperate. That's what you see. And listen, that's the spirit of police murdering children and punching them while their head is on the ground. That's desperation. Because the more and more the white man tried to kill us out, we still thrive. And not only that, the Israelite school of U.P.K is shaking the foundations of America. They sending the FBI to everybody's house and all of this type of stuff. Let them come. We ain't no criminals. We ain't no criminals. We're going to write you a sincere letter and let you know who we are. And that's what it's going to be. And that's it. And that's that. And what are you going to do besides kill us? That ain't going to affect us either.
Right.
Black men in America, man, we've been ducking death since we was born. It's too late. We done ate of this road, man. It's too late. Nobody fear death anymore, man. What is death compared to doing this work? That's an honorable death. To die being the prophet of the Most High and know that I'm this man in my death, I welcome death. There ain't really nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing special age you can do, for real.
Right.
There's nothing you can do. You just gotta sit and wait for it. Like Thanos is coming. You just gotta sit. Ain't nothing you can do. That's it. You know, he's coming. That's it.
Right.
The Lord is on his way. You understand? Where we at? Ephesians, right? Ephesians 6 and 10.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
Say it again.
Finally, my brethren.
My brother. My brother. This ain't for all people. This for my brothers. This for my brother. My brothers in arms. You
Right.
understand? Read.
Be strong in the Lord.
Be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord. And it's so heavy out there. You know what I'm saying? Trials will come. And the Lord want to know that no matter what you're going to do or what's happening, you always going to stick with him. Down to your last dime, down to your last crumb of bread. I'm going to be strong in the Lord.
Right.
And can't nothing phase you if you got that mentality. Keep reading.
And in the power of his might, put on the whole armor of God.
Put on the what?
The whole armor of God.
That's this priesthood, man. That's the zeal that comes with it, man. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, brotherhood, man. The brotherhood. It's like armor here. It's a defense. That's why we say in the Israelite school of U.P.K, brotherhood is a weapon.
Right.
It's a weapon. It's like a sharp two-edged sword in a world that is desperately evil and wicked. You need that type of armor out here. You gotta wear these laws like armor. You gotta have them dietary laws cross your chest like a breastplate. You gotta have the laws of who you can deal with, what woman you can have sex with on your back. That put on the whole armor of the Most High, man. It's the only thing that's going to defend us from all the spiritual attacks that the white man got for.
Right.
This is the manner you take up when you come into this truth. This is the hope of your calling, man. To become priests, to become priests and princes and prophets of the Lord, man. Trusting in the Most High, taking up this armor and wielding this sword out in the streets, prophesying to our people. That's the only hope your mother gonna have, man. And that's what you should tell her. When she come call you, because she gonna call you. Next time you talk to her, she gonna sneak it in, Malaki.
Right.
She gonna sneak it in. She gonna say, "Oh, hey, I ain't talking to you about. You ain't call me Mother's Day. But how you doing?" She gonna sneak it right in. I'm trying to tell you what she gonna do. You understand? You tell her, well, listen. I had a greater car. You understand? It had no more family functions. My whole family is out here in the world dying and suffering. We're about to get into the article right now. Dying and suffering. The white man spilling their blood, and ain't nobody there to speak on their behalf. Nobody. Not the preacher, not the politician, none of these black leaders, none of these black entertainers speak on black people's behalf according to the Lord's heart. But guess what? We will. And the I.S.U.P.K, we will. We will speak on the Lord's behalf and speak on the behalf of the children of Israel. Right. I'm about to speak on the behalf of this sister right here. Give me that article out. Go ahead and pull it up, man. This sister, the prison system in America, it's only built to further the destruction you have physically and psychologically. That's all prison is about. And I want to say something real true about prison. These rappers, how they glorify going to jail, it is so gay. Right. Glorify going to jail. Being in the jail cell with another man is so gay. Right. It is the gayest feeling that a man can ever feel. It is nothing glorious about going to jail in America. I know they make it look like you're a real nigga. For some things, it is right to go to jail. But brother, the being there is heavy. Lord be with our brothers in the cells. We gotta get them the hell up out of there. Because brother, to be in the jail cell with another man, he curled up on the floor like a baby, is the gayest feeling that you could ever feel in your life. Right. You understand? It is gay. It's a lot. It's just ridiculously terrible and horrible, and I don't wish it on nobody. But damn it, if I gotta go there for this truth, then I will gladly go there. You understand? Like other men in the Bible have went to jail, and other men in the school have went to jail because we out there teaching the word of the Lord. That I will go. You understand? I won't be happy while I'm in there. I will do what I got to do for the time I got to be in there. But God damn, glorifying going there for selling drugs and for whatever else reason, because your homie, you took his charge for him is gay. It's a lot. Right. The prison system in America is only built to destroy you physically and psychologically, just like they did this system, man. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with you so I can read with you on this. Go ahead and read the title.
Mentally ill woman forced to give birth in jail alone, and her baby almost died.
Now, this black sister right here, she a mentally ill sister. She had a baby in the jail cell. And listen, this is not the only sister that has had a woman in jail. Had a baby in jail. It's a lot of women have children in jail. All right, but we bring this out because of the condition that this woman in, and how this woman was in, and how she was so neglected in that prison. You understand? Why she trying to have a baby? Having a baby is not an easy thing. You see a woman in labor, you understand? I look at it and I'm like, God damn. Like that's a pain out there. Men don't comprehend. Like I'm looking, I'm like, good Lord. You understand? For sure. You see her shaking and quivering and holding on to the table while she, in labor and all of that. All I sit back and do is whoop, like saying is you okay, it just ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? A woman having a child and going through labor, she is close to death. Right. She close to death. A woman having a child is not the safest thing in the world, especially if you in a goddamn jail cell, man. Like this is listen, read the story, y'all. We gonna get into it. Go ahead.
Tammy Jackson, a 34-year-old mentally ill woman who was pregnant while in jail, says her cries for help were ignored, forcing her to give birth alone in an isolated cell without any medical assistance.
Do you know how dangerous that is? Do you know how dangerous it is for a woman to have a child isolated away from anybody, man? And listen now, so many of our mothers have done it. I can think about the young teenage girls whose families, didn't approve of how she had the child or approve how young she was when she was having a baby. And because the pressures of what her family thought and how her family was going to ridicule her, she had to run off and had a baby alone in some bathroom. Baby died. She put the baby in the purse. How many stories have we heard of this? How about we fix this instead of having a happy Mother's Day and all this and all that? What about the mothers that go through this? What about the mothers that been through this? We need to fix this.
Right.
We need to address this. Meanwhile, other mothers, you understand? Listen, once again, Christianity has made us so selfish out that your mother, she was a good mother, you understand? Probably a great mother. She get to have everybody around her and giving her cake and giving her all the praise for raising everybody's children and being a good grandmother and this and that. But there are some mothers that don't have that.
Right.
And it's one thing that both those mothers have in common. Who knows what it is? You got one mother, you understand, who, went through some hardships, but, she panned out pretty fair. Get to see her family. Her kids might have not got all of them got shot. You understand? Get to enjoy her Mother's Day and get to see her grandchildren grow up. Her sons and her daughters bringing the gifts. Then you got another mother on the other hand whose family is ruined because of child molestation. Absolutely ruined. Every girl in her family is ruined, tricking and whoring on drugs and destroyed. Those are the mothers in her family. What thing do they have in common? Go ahead, Christianity. That's true, but that's not what I want. Go ahead.
They both in hell?
That's the standpoint I want to make. Did you say that?
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. This is what I can. You understand? They both in hell in America. Both of them. They both suffering under the white man who is a goddamn virus.
Right.
So I say the point to say this. The woman who ain't as hard off than the sister who's in family been abused, she should help her. That's what the Lord means when they say we gather together. We one in this thing, one body.
Right.
If your mother get to give gifts, then what in the hell are we going to do about this mother whose family is completely effed up because of the Christian church? Completely, beyond all to where, out to where, and you might not understand why I'm saying this out, but that means you will soon out. To where it's so effed up that the children in the house, it will be mercy if they die. That's what I'm saying. It'll be merciful if they just die, you understand, because of all the goddamn trauma that they went through. Who gonna fix that? We celebrate these holidays that these white men feed us and force down our throat. Meanwhile, we got mothers still having babies in isolated jail cells by themselves, mentally ill. We're gonna read more of the story. This woman, listen, they ain't even diagnosed her right. Keep reading, Malaka.
Con one con. Says it was a traumatic incident for her, but she was still thankful that her daughter made it out alive.
And look at that. And see, that's why that whole Mother's Day thing, black women are the strongest women on the earth.
Right.
They're the strongest women on the earth. You think a white woman could have did this? You think a white woman could have went and had a baby in an isolated jail cell, mentally ill, and did the thing she said, I'm just happy that my daughter made it. Like, our women are, they are something to, invest in.
Right.
This is why the Lord, and look, when this woman say, this is why the Lord say, don't make a whore out of the daughters of Zion. Because you teach a black woman this truth and you feed her this knowledge and this wisdom. The type of woman that's mentally ill, having a goddamn baby in an isolated jail cell, whose only word is say, it was traumatic for me, but I'm just glad that my daughter survived. That woman should be the queen of the earth.
Right.
That woman should be the princess walking around here. She shouldn't have to be no goddamn whore running up and down the street for you, Negro. When the white man make us celebrate Mother's Day, you are making the woman turn into something that is vile to the Lord. You giving her honor that she do not deserve. When you celebrate Mother's Day according to the white man, all the women that the white man glorify are whores. Right. All the celebrations are after ancient goddesses or ancient deities that are women that are whores that promote your woman to be a whore, man.
Right.
You want to honor your mother. This is the type of woman that should be honored right here. This type of woman, and all her mental illness and all of her drug addiction, ain't nobody bring her a piece of cake.
Right.
Ain't nobody even bring her a goddamn towel to wrap the baby in, goddammit. But let's just deal with your mother. You know she's the greatest mother in the world. She didn't have to have no baby in the goddamn jail cell. And if she did what this woman did, then we need to go through this suffering together.
Right.
The white man make you care about your mother. It's about your mother. What about all our mothers that go through this garbage, man? Keep reading.
Sir. On April 10th, Jackson reportedly asked the prison guards for help when she felt contractions and was screaming in pain.
I'm gonna tell you something too. Listen, if you ever been to jail, brother, you better not have that type of illness. If you ever been to jail and you got like diabetes or any type, you got heart problems or low blood sugar, give me something else. I mean, you just, you need medication. You need your medication. You get arrested and put in jail without it, it's a very, very good chance that you will die in that jail cell. You will die in that jail cell because the COs and the police officers patrolling themselves out. The white man knows how to get certain people to work certain positions out, especially in jail. Like the white man is the devil. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He got the right type of person answering your questions from behind your bars, man. He got some type of heartless cat who really don't even give a damn about you. He look at you like the white man look at you. He don't care. It's just a job. All people get bad breaks. He got somebody like that patrolling you. That's a brother. I guarantee you, the guards that was on the cell block were black people. Go ahead, Malak. You want to say something?
The whole way that the prison is set up is to make the guards like lack compassion. It was something called like the Stanford prison experiment, and they showed how when you get power over people inside of that situation, it makes you become less passionate and more cruel.
Yeah.
And so the whole entire idea of jail is to make them more cruel towards you.
And you damn sure right. And imagine being a black man, and every prisoner that come in there is black. You're gonna lose respect for who your people are.
Right.
I mean, like, imagine you a black man or you a black woman, and all the drug addicts that come in here, they black. All the thieves that come in here, they black. All the murderers, all the rapists, they black. They just pouring up in here, and you sitting there, you a guard. It's gonna make you detest your own people, man.
Right.
It's gonna make you detest your own people, and then when you go on the streets and say, we deserve to be here. You deserve to be here. You know what I mean? It's gonna make you look at your people with an evil eye, like the scriptures say. Go ahead, keep reading the article.
Instead of bringing her to the hospital, the staff decided to just contact an on-call doctor who they were only able to reach 4 hours after.
Hey, what in the hell? What type of protocol is this? The woman is screaming in pain. Once again, like I said, a contraction ain't built for a man. I don't feel no contraction. I seen them. I don't want no parts of them. So I think the Most High I was going this way. You understand? I'll bring you back and you understand, hold your hand and do what I can do. But them contractions that the Lord put on the Lord put on our women, put on the women period out. I mean, Jesus Christ, to be in a jail cell with it too, like our women have endured hell on this earth. Mother's Day ain't good enough for them.
Right.
Mother's Day ain't good enough. The white man is such a bastard. Mother's Day ain't good enough for black and Hispanic women. You know what'd be good enough for black mothers in America? Instead of Mother's Day, black men ruling the earth.
Right.
That'd be better. That'd give more honor to black women. Black men rulership. Because that way, a black man with some compassion on his wife and his sister in the jail cell, I would be like, get that woman out of there.
Right.
I mean, what crime? I mean, goddamn. What crime can she have possibly did to make you suffer her like this? And you just neglect her. And listen, halfway you can't even blame the gods because in jails, there's so much screaming going on now. You don't know if they screaming for what. You don't know why they screaming. I remember being in the world and being in jail. I remember this cat, brother. I'm in the jail cell. This cat, he just screaming for like hours. I'm talking about real, like deep screams. Of course, he probably was mentally ill or something. I don't know what he was doing it for. Maybe he was doing it to pass the time, or maybe he's trying to go to sleep. I don't know. Right. But the brother was just in there screaming for hours, for time, it's a long period of time. That place will destroy your goddamn mind.
Right.
And they talking about they called a doctor. They called a doctor. Like, when you throw it in that jail, the Lord gotta be with you. You throw it in the cell, the Lord gotta be with you. They called a doctor that only answered the call 4 hours after she'd have already had the baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the tribulation our mothers go through. Keep reading.
In the doctor's absence, Jackson delivered her child alone in her prison cell and was found holding the baby about 7 hours after she first asked for help.
That's cold blood. Was it a boy?
Daughter.
It was a girl. It was a girl. That girl is special. Man. She is special. And goddamn, man, think about what the little girl will go through now. Her mother's still locked up.
Right.
Once again, the white man got no compassion on that child or that mother because she just had a baby. That mother gonna stay up in there. They about to take that baby, man. They about to take it and put it in the system that's going to abuse her and put it in foster care, to put it at risk of getting molested so she can grow up and be just like her mother.
Right.
So when she was born and her mother asked for help, ain't nobody help her. The baby was born in the goddamn jail cell. Man. Right. She already survived being born in an isolated jail cell, and you gonna take this child and put it in the goddamn foster care system in America and destroy her? This place is hell. It got to go. Right. It got to go. The only hope we got is for us to raise up our Shalom. Ain't no other choice. Ain't no other choice. What you gonna do? What your preacher gonna do about this? Not a goddamn thing. Sitting around happy Mother's Day and all that. Ain't nothing happy for this little girl. This little girl is about to have no happy life. Who knows what type of mother she gonna be if Christ don't come back, or she don't see her teachers out on the court. She don't see her teachers out in the corner with that cult leader jacket and that I.S.U.P.K. one Western they showed us saying, you may have been born in the jail, but you are the children of the Most High. That's right. If she don't see that, who knows what her life will be like? Keep reading.
Public defender Howard Frankenstein expressed his disappointment on the incident. He noted in the letter addressed to Broward County Sheriff Gregory Tony.
Broward County, this is Florida. That's Broward County, right? Some of y'all? That's Florida. And Florida is, man, listen, our brother, listen, I do not want to go there. Except the seashore boy out. Like that Florida is just a real jammed up place with the law. Like that Florida, man, they got our people destroyed down there, man.
Right.
The article we gonna get into with the article with the little boy, the 13-year-old had his head slammed to the pavement, and the police officer punched him. That's in Florida. Trayvon Martin was in Florida. You understand? That whole Florida judicial system, man, is garbage. Now you know why Kodak Black acting the way he acted. He effed up in the head, man. Up under the white cops down there in Florida, man. I think Kodak Black from Broward, ain't he? He from Broward. You know, everybody shooting about Kodak Black and he crazy. He got a right to be crazy, man.
Right.
You talk about Kodak Black, you don't talk about these filthy crackers and these nasty devils that's patrolling the streets down there in Broward County and locking up mentally ill women, letting them have babies in their own jail cell. If I was Kodak Black, I'd be a little out of my mind too.
Right.
The hell are you talking about, man? Right. Keep reading.
He noted in the letter addressed to Broward County Sheriff Gregory Tony that the officers at the detention facility were made aware that Jackson is pregnant and suffers from bipolar schizophrenia.
She suffered from what?
Bipolar schizophrenia.
She suffered from what?
Bipolar schizophrenia.
She suffered from bipolar schizophrenia. That is a terrible disease to have. Bipolar schizophrenia. She ain't even supposed to be in no jail, man.
Right.
Someone that suffers from bipolar schizophrenia is supposed to be in a clinical house, receiving daily medication. Bipolar schizophrenia is a terrible, terrible demon to suffer from. A bipolar schizophrenic cannot take care of a child, brother. You know what I'm saying? Unless they heavily medicated. Unless they on a very strict schedule of medication. And someone calling her to say, have you taken your medication today? You haven't? Put it in your mouth right now while I'm on the phone.
Right.
She need leaders like the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
She don't need no goddamn Broward County Sheriff or no public defender Frankenstein to worry about her, man. She need to bring that's going to teach according to the Lord's heart. According to the Lord's heart, we're gonna have compassion on her. We ain't gonna throw her in no goddamn jail cell, but we is gonna make her take that medication.
Right.
And she gonna take it. She gonna take it. We're gonna stand in front of her. We're gonna tell her to get the pill and put it in her mouth. And when she swallows it, we're gonna say, lift up your tongue and say, the water sis.
Right.
Keep reading.
The officers at the detention facility were made aware that Jackson is pregnant and suffers from bipolar schizophrenia, but still failed to protect either Miss Jackson or her child.
What you want me to say? What more can I say? Like now it's in Broward County. Now, these might have been devil. So I know that Broward County system. I mean, it's devil. I don't think no black people will want to be a police officer in Broward County or work in no jail. I can't say that for sure. I don't know. But I mean, Jesus Christ, you would have thought somebody would at least want to go check on her. She's screaming in pain, having a baby. I'm like, Jesus, only a devil, man. Only a devil could hear something like that. Only a devil would do that. A brother would at least, man, let me tell you something. A brother or sister would at least put a check. God damn, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to think our people is that far gone to where we patrolling the jail cells. Like, we know that the woman is pregnant, and we don't at least go back there to check on her after she's been screaming for 4 hours, and we already know she's pregnant. Only a devil could be that cruel, man. Only a devil could be that cruel, man, to a black person. I don't want to say that black people was there. I hope they was. So look, I hope black people was not patrolling that block on that system. Go ahead, Warrior.
And for the simple fact that she was pregnant in jail, they should have known that around that time she was due to give birth.
She might not have been. Once again, stress. Listen, man, the life we live in America, but what you saying is true. What makes she wasn't?
Right.
She could have been almost there, but the baby could have been premature because the stressful conditions you go into under jail will force you into labor.
Right.
And she already a bipolar schizophrenic. Do you know what a schizophrenic does, man? A schizophrenic don't trust nobody. Schizophrenics don't trust nobody. suffer from an illness where they think a higher agency or some type of entity is chasing them. They don't trust you to give them no food to eat. That's why the people you see eating out of trash cans, they schizophrenics, because they only eat what they trust, what they can sniff and taste and say, okay, this is good for me to eat. Even though you give them fresh food, they don't trust you.
Right.
You know what make a woman go into that type of lifestyle? Being molested by a father or uncle or the goddamn pastor. That's why she falls into a mental illness and she can't trust nobody, because the people she was supposed to trust lied to her and fed the lies that the white man told her. That's why. And then now, in her illness, she can put in the hands of other white people that don't give a damn about her having a baby while she isolated in the jail cell.
Right.
Give me Genesis, the one I want, boy.
I know what kind.
Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows.
It's the Most High. It's the Most High. It's the punishment all our sisters suffer and women suffer, man. Go ahead.
And thy conception.
He said, I will multiply thy sorrow in conception. What's conception? When you conceive a child. Keep reading.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
He said, in what?
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
The Lord said, in sorrow you shall bring forth children. You still think the Bible ain't true?
Right.
This ain't just talking about the contractions, right? That's travail. That's pain. But it's going to be sorrow what happened to this child. This child may not even know her mother, man. And let me tell you how deep, it is, man. How much it saddens me, man. This little girl may not know her mother. Why? Because bipolar schizophrenic, those are the people you see homeless out there sleeping on the streets, and the places that they sleeping at, they are not from those places. The people homeless you see in Philadelphia that's walking around talking to themselves, they probably from Kansas. The homeless people you see in California, they probably from Chicago or Broward County.
Right.
That's the life of a bipolar schizophrenic. That's what that demon do to you. So this little girl, she might not never know her mother, man. Lord be with her. She might not never know her mother, man. You understand? But do this mother not deserve a Mother's Day? I mean, you know, white, you're speaking of course, little white man. White man say you give your mother a card on Mother's Day. White man say you give her cakes, give her flowers and all that. All right, let's say that. Do this sister that suffered from this mental illness, that had her daughter in the jail cell, do she not deserve that? That's why the Mother's Day was important, man. We gotta deliver our sisters out of the hands of these devils. Our women are destroyed, man.
Right.
And the only hope that they have is a black man getting it together, man. Black man standing up and taking up this priesthood. That's the only thing that's gonna help her or her daughter. You know how many lives you will save by teaching this truth, man?
Right.
You sit there want me to give my mother a Mother's Day card, man. Forget all that. I wish my mother would call me about that, man. I'm gonna teach you about this sister here. I'm gonna say, mother, you know a sister down in Broward County had a baby in an isolated jail cell. Did you send her a Mother's Day card? He read the article, boy.
Kana. In her time of extreme need and vulnerability, the Broward Sheriff's Office neglected to provide Ms. Jackson with the assistance and medical care all mothers need and deserve. Not only was Ms. Jackson's health cautiously ignored, the life of her child was also put at grave risk.
Of course it was. I mean, you know the type of thing. There is a transition. It is a transition the child has to make, coming out of the mother's womb and coming into what you call into the world, or to live out here in life, in the earth. You understand? The way that they breathe in their mother is not the way that they have to learn how to breathe out here when they get into this atmosphere, man. Why? Because they breathing on their own. You understand? And when the child is in the mother, the amniotic fluid, I hope I'm saying it right. The amniotic fluid that's in the mother's belly, it gets into the child's in his throat, and it gets on his lungs. Why? Because he breathing. So the fluid is on the lungs. So sometimes if the baby don't come out correctly out, the fluid can remain on the lungs, which keep the lungs from expanding. That is very dangerous for a child, man. This little girl, that's why this little girl here is a miracle. That's why we the chosen children of the Lord. This ain't no white woman. And then think how strong the woman had to be. She was a bipolar schizophrenic, having a baby in a jail cell. Like our women are. I mean, that's why they write stories about black women like Judith and Esther and Susanna, because a black woman and Hispanic woman in the right spirit, they got the zeal of the Most High, can do miracles, marvelous things, man. In which I'm going to say again, that's why the Lord said, don't turn your daughter to no whore. Who would take this woman right here, strong she is, man, that had this baby in this jail cell, already had the sorrow of having a child there, and then put her on the strip to make money for you? And don't be cruel like the devils that was patrolling this cell block, man. Don't be cruel like the doctors that didn't give her the proper attention. You understand? And the doctors, when I say the doctors that give her the proper attention, meaning when they clinically diagnose this woman, she ain't supposed to be in no goddamn jail cell. Especially if she's pregnant. She need to be in a psych ward. Easy, man. Hey. She need to be in a psych ward, man, where they can monitor her. And when she go into labor, they had the doctors right there on hand. And in the psych ward, they give her medication. But that's not what the white man wants. The white man don't want her to be really meditated. The white man don't want her to get rid of that demon of what he has clinically diagnosed as bipolar schizophrenia. The white man wants her and her baby to die in a jail cell, man. That's what he wants. That's all he cares about. This is the job, this is the obligation that every brother in the I.S.U.P.K has to this sister right here.
Right.
And because it's way more sisters like way more sisters. Some sisters had the baby, put the baby in the purse, wrap the baby up, put the baby in the trash can. You understand? So don't talk to me about our Mother's Day, man. Our mothers are suffering.
Right.
They suffering greatly under this white man. Read the scripture, boy.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Yeah, that's what this sister needs. This sister needs a head and authority over her. She needs authority over her, man. You understand? Someone to lead her, someone to feed her. Someone to feed her this knowledge and this wisdom, man. Keep reading the honor.
Jackson and the baby girl was eventually taken to the hospital, and both of them survived. Still, Jackson couldn't forget the traumatic incident.
All right, listen, after this, I'm gonna have to stop because this is gonna piss me off. Read what the sister said.
It was horrifying. It was horrifying. Jackson told Local 10 News, when she fell, I had to bend down to pick her up and tell her, I'm sorry.
What did she say?
I'm sorry.
Man, who in the hell think you is to tell me that I should love white people? Man?
Right.
Who do you think that you can sit and tell me I gotta hear something like this that God loves everybody, man? Huh? You got to be kidding me, man. If you want me to sit and listen to that garbage for an hour on Sunday, are you out of your goddamn mind? Bro, you mean hear you tell me that God is all love every goddamn Sunday and this is what's going on in the earth? Are you stupid? This bipolar schizophrenic sister got more sense than you. All you pastors should apologize for all the children that you done put in that fire, man.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you? Like, this woman still got enough sense to know that this is terrifying. She's scared. The baby's scared. She calling and asking the people for help. They ain't helping her, man. Like, God damn it, this woman got to come into the school. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think, God damn, that's enough. I bet you would go into this woman's life. She'd have had a horrible life down there in Florida, man. Horrible life, man. Like, I always say this in the show. You know what I'm saying? You preachers and you black leaders, y'all got a lot of blood in your hands, man. Y'all got a lot. It's a lot of blood in your hands. If you teaching them lies, you'll destroy lives, man. I hope it was worth that nice car you guys are driving. I really do. I hope you filthy preachers understand that nice car you got in your driveway, you done cost this little girl her mother in life. Because you sitting up in that pulpit talking that garbage every goddamn Sunday, talking about how we should love white people and forgive. I ain't forgiving them for a goddamn thing.
Right.
She telling, man, them boy. She told the baby she's sorry. Like, our women are special, bro.
Right.
They special. White man give them a Mother's Day, man, the hell with all that out. Let's take the world. Black man, Hispanic man, let's take the world. So our women, they gotta suffer like that. We take the world, ain't nobody really gonna suffer like that. Then we're gonna let one of them slanty-eyed Chinese women have a baby in a jail cell. We got more compassion than that.
Right.
We ain't no cruel people like the white man. This is how this woman spent her Mother's Day. That's how she spent her Mother's Day. Ain't nobody bring enough. Ain't nobody give enough. Ain't nobody sing a song for her, give her a piece of cake, no flowers, no nothing. Keep reading.
When she fell, I had to bend down to pick her up and tell her, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. She was still crying. I didn't even get a chance to clean her before I had her. Also, she had hit the floor. And to me, that was hard because she was just coming out of it.
You know how dangerous that is? Them cops and them sheriffs on that block should be fired. They should be fired. They should be charged with assault.
Right.
They should be charged with assault on a child. That's what they should be charged with. Assault and battery on a child. And neglect and abuse of a child. That's what they should be charged with. Public defender Frankenstein ain't gonna be able to get the job done, man. Why do you think we out there in the streets charging the white man for the crimes he's done, man? These police officers should be fired for what they did, man. You know, the woman, a child's head is very soft now when they come out that womb. That skull ain't formed yet. Everybody know what a soft spot is, but the soft spot ain't even the only soft spot in the infant. The whole head is goddamn soft. Have you ever slept on the jail floor? Have you ever slept on the jail floor? A jail floor is the hardest thing in earth. You know what I'm saying? Many countless brothers sleep on it. How about you?
So you in Florida, you gonna sleep on the floor.
This jail. Come on. And think about it. You in Florida. Think about the heat. What about the heat in themselves? You think the prisoners got AC? You think they got air conditioning? I mean, y'all say you go and sell it. I mean, y'all is from Florida. A lot of brothers have been to jail. We know what that floor feels like. You fall on that floor in jail, you're gonna hurt yourself. So for a child to fall and hit the floor, like, brother, this child's life has already been warped. She fought out that womb, survived hitting the floor, and you telling me our people ain't special? Pull that scripture for me, special and peculiar people, thumbnail.
Oh, God. It's like,
go ahead.
Got one thing to say, though. That place, Brown County, I've been in Buffalo, Florida, right?
Yeah.
Dade County Jail is like 2 streets down from their hood. They ain't got to go far to Dade County Jail.
Damn, bro. That's the type of condition they are. And why is she in there anyway? Well, what did she do? A bipolar schizophrenic, they don't know what the hell is going on. They detached from reality. They don't know what's going on. They think somebody is chasing them all the time. They don't feel safe around people all the time. A bipolar schizophrenic. And a lot of times women that's bipolar schizophrenic use sexual favors to get where they need to go.
Right.
You understand? These preachers don't give a damn about none of that. Nor do they do the service to the people that go through those things. You know who do? The men in the Israelite school, the U.P.K.
Right.
If you think I'm lying, do you think I'm lying? Wait a minute, man. We could have helped that sister, man. We could have helped that sister if she knew that she was a Hebrew Israelite. We could have helped her. And if she wanted to be helped, she'd have took that medication, she'd have been fine, man. We'd have made sure she'd have been in the psych ward somewhere or something, man. We the only hope this sister had, man. And that little girl. Go ahead, keep reading, Roy.
Meanwhile, Frankenstein demanded an immediate review of the medical and isolation practices in place in all detention facilities. An internal affairs investigation on the incident and other incidents that also involved WellPath, a private contractor which provided health care to several.
Like, stop right there, though. You said a private contractor, right? Like, this is a bit like, that should show you even more that the jail system in America make America so much money. Because now, why? The prisons now are privately owned, which allows them what? To be facilitated by other contractors that privately own. Healthcare system, healthcare organizations that's privately owned. Food corporations to service the food into the jail can now be privately owned. It's about money. It's about making money, man, in the jails. Keep reading.
Kind of private contractor which provided health care to several correctional facilities.
Right. They making millions of dollars. That's all jail is. Now that they privately own, they can open up, and the things that the jail will need, they can open up to other privately owned sources. And now they making money. Just like that movie, in that movie, y'all might not know this. Y'all might know. That movie Shawshank Redemption. Y'all remember that? Remember when they took them out of the woods and the warden was receiving favors? You understand? He was receiving favors because why? The prisoners, they was working in the field chopping down the trees, and the contractor came and said, listen, I need these trees for my business. So he was paying off the percentage that the contractor was making off of the trees and all the work that he was doing out there in the fields. You understand? He was giving the warden a percentage. That's what they're doing in the jails now. They're outsourcing to private contractors, man, for food, for health care, all of that, man. This system needs to be destroyed, right? And your politician can't destroy it. Loving the white man. Your preacher ain't gonna destroy it. Shit, hell, your preacher got their private contractor for the white man. Right. Only thing that's gonna destroy it is this roll, is this bread. That's sweet as honey. We're gonna destroy these prisons. You know why? Because we're gonna start raising them black men to be criminals. Right. Ain't gonna be no extra prisons, gonna be empty. Ain't gonna be no prisons. Prisons gonna be empty. Our sisters, man, we're gonna get our sisters off these drugs. We're gonna gain our sisters back, give them righteous leadership and authorities over them to make sure that they don't destroy themselves, man. So when they have their children, they can have their children like they should, surrounded by other women and kind sisters that know how to deliver babies, man. And the sisters that didn't get no Mother's Day card, you better still count yourself blessed that you ain't seen your Mother's Day like this. You may not have got no cards and no flowers and no candy, but when you had your children, you had them up there with other women helping you. You had it in the maternity ward in the hospital. So it ain't that bad. That black man still love you. Keep reading, Malaki.
Several correctional facilities is currently ongoing. That was the
That's it. Right. Read the scripture I got. Somebody else.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2.
And we're gonna end it with this. Hold on a second. Shalom, so y'all should go. I'm not sure, but I can check downstairs to make sure it's not down there first. And then I'll check a few other places. But if not, I believe I may have, but I'm not sure. So. All right, come on, guys. All right. Lord, go ahead and read that scripture.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. For thou art a holy people.
What the Lord said?
For thou art a holy people.
The Lord said we are holy people, man. The Lord was with this child and this woman in that jail cell. That's why the scripture said that we read in Ephesians said, be strong in the Lord. It don't matter where you at. You could be in the jail cell, isolated. You think the Lord can get there? The Lord will get right up in that jail cell, isolated. Like the angel came and got the brothers out of jail in the Bible.
Right.
I forgot about that story about the angel that walked through the cell in the Bible, got the brothers out the jail. It was a prison break. You understand? You think the Lord can't get up in that jail cell? He up in there with you. He said, we are special, holy people, man. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people.
A who?
A peculiar people.
We're peculiar people. You know, it's peculiar. It's like, it can only be peculiar that a woman with bipolar schizophrenic disorder, isolated in the jail cell that she's not supposed to be in, one, have a child and her and the baby survive. That is quite peculiar. That is quite peculiar. And the amount of compassion that she showed that baby. Like she might, like the white man thinks she out of line. That woman ain't out of line like that.
Right.
She got a little disorder. And that's another thing she showed you, that a lot of them people out there on the streets you see eating out trash cans, they are not animals, man. They're not animals, they're your people. They may have not been strong enough to endure the same things you endure. You understand? Their minds might have broke a little bit, but that's still your brother. That's still your sister. And this woman in this jail cell, what's her name again? I'll read her name for me.
So it was Tammy Jackson.
Tammy Jackson. This is the Tammy Jackson. This is a special sister. Tammy Jackson. A very special sister, man. She deserved black leadership, man. She don't deserve no Mother's Day. She don't deserve no Mother's Day card. She deserved black rulership on the earth. This is a very peculiar sister here, this Tammy Jackson. You understand? White man thinks she out of goddamn mind, threw her in the jail cell while she was pregnant. But she showed more compassion for that child than the white man has ever showed black people at all. Right? Brittany said she bent down. Brother, I cannot even fathom that. Had to bend down. Brother, I was in that jail, I would have lost my goddamn mind, bro. Don't know who the father of that child is. That father of that child probably from Kentucky somewhere. She in Florida. She probably ain't even from Florida, being a bipolar schizophrenic, but yet and still, all that traumatic and the trauma she's been through and the mental anguish that she has suffered, she had that child and was compassionate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my daughter. Come on, man. Come on, man. You telling me black people ain't the chosen people in the world? You telling me that a black man should not rule the earth, if not for all the crimes that the white man committed against us, at least for Tammy Jackson. How about we do it for her and her daughter, man? So that don't know other women got to go through this. With that, man, this let the Hebrews speak, man. Listen, man, pay your tithes. Tune in tonight to the grill with Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Up next, we got the Hidden Truth with Captain Zanaya out there in Syracuse. You understand me? Shalom. We're going to the play,
Concept.
Moving your with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hope in my eyes, business in my mouth, and I want no altercation. Situation don't be critical. It's better than to be easy. The hell don't be critical. Look, no like girl. It's something like a girl from royalty in my face. Loyalty in my face. I got the whole 30 church. Nothing big in my Jesus won't make me weak. Now, it won't make us stop going. These niggas bad. That's so that they're with some bad flow. I can do the shit I said, no. No, so fucked up. I didn't say I'm comfortable. No room for emotion. So I pull my heart out. This whole hard, but I couldn't stay. And if it ain't U.P.K, it ain't in the way. My niggas righteous. They real. They down the sun. Flow so deep, the drama, motherfucker. He said he in the school for years, but it's the home. And I don't hate you, brother. I'm just too low to my home. But they can be hard for me to follow. So wait, you know, I ain't even inspired. So when they ask up U.P.K, tell them absolutely. And I ain't sure of my ways, but gotta execute it. It's not gonna get without right there. What's up? See my legs. Shit out be thinking. Watching my daughters up in their bed. They're so smart. And a lot of she's so beautiful. But they ain't like other babies. And they dead and fucking beautiful. Now I'm missing because I'm not my father. They know the shit I used to do when they had it. See, without wisdom, this world make me weak. I found out that the truth was good. The lies I speak, try everything. I guess me and I'm on the head of me. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls. The dead stay, lie on the bed. They better bring the blood of bed. They also like one time. This blood makes my head peace. And I ain't trying to take them out without dealing with the in this house. On take a check. 144 and then black switch on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for all the dead. Me and my son was stressed for the wet fuck thing. And it's like telling my Lord till it came. Until the righteous pray. God to the pain. I want this shit out of the right time. God to the pain. You never say hey. The peace of God to the pain. Bring your house. Let me get that God to the pain. Until the righteous pray. God to the pain. I want this shit out of the right time. God to the pain. You never say hey. The peace of God to the pain. Bring your house. Let me get that God to the pain.